Hello friends, today I am going to discuss about the behavioral design pattern, one of the behavioral design pattern which is the observer pattern. So I hope you guys are aware about the behavioral design pattern. So just to remind the things like the behavioral design patterns describe as how the objects interact with each other. There are a number of objects in a system and all those wants to interact with each other. So in that case, in that behavioral design pattern, we discuss like how they will interact with each other and still they maintain a loose coupling between the objects. Okay, so that kind of things are dealt with the behavioral design pattern. So one of the behavioral design patterns is observer pattern. So what is the observer pattern and when we use it? When we talk about the observer pattern, then it is used in case when some real-time processing is needed. Suppose you want to book a ticket for yourself, a train ticket you are going to book. So while you are booking the ticket uh, for a particular train, then in that case, if someone else is also sitting at the same time booking for the same train, then the number of seats available must need to be reflected at the real time, so that you should know that whether the seats are available for you or not, because other people are also just getting their tickets done. So this kind of information where this kind of scenario where the information is needed at the real time, there we need to use the observer design pattern. So observer design pattern is used when the real time processing is needed, when the real time dissemination of the information is needed. So here is the diagram of the observer design pattern, class diagram for the observer design pattern. So there are four objects. There are four classes. One is subject class, the other one is concrete subject class, one is observer class, and the other one is concrete observer class. Let's take an example. Suppose the subject class is some commodity in the share market. So it may be that at some point of time, the price of this commodity may go up or may go down. So in that case, all the shareholders, or you can say the market makers who takes care of all the prices of all the commodities, they are all the observers. So there can be number of different kind of observers. So for the different kind of observers, we need to inherit from the observer as well. That is why from the observer as well, we have created a concrete observer. You can create number of concrete observers, because one observer can be a shareholder, the other observer can be the market maker or some government agency which takes care of all these prices and all these market activities. Okay, so this observer design pattern, in this observer design pattern, there is an observer, there can be number of observers, and all those observers need to register themselves with the subject, or you can say the commodity. So there are two functions, attach, detach, and the other function is notify, which is used to create a list of observers which want to get notified. Okay, so this observer design pattern, in this observer design pattern, these observers like shareholders and the market makers, they both can come to the subject and they can attach themselves with the subject, or you can say the commodity. Okay, so once they can attach themselves with the commodity, there will be a list of all the observers with the subject, or you can say with the commodity, and when some change will happen to the commodity, all those changes will be updated to all the observers, because update function has been exposed by the observers, which is a public function, and subject will iterate through all the observers and will call update function each of them, right? So this is subject, and rather just like observers, we can have number of different kind of subjects. We need to do the inheritance here as well, because when we are talking about the commodity, then it may be that there are different kind of commodities, and it happens that there are different kind of commodities in the share market on which people quote their prices, right? So the subject and the concrete subject, observer and the concrete observer, these are the four classes which are there in the observer design pattern. So as soon as any change will happen, that will be reflected to the all the observers, right? So let's see the code here. What is the code implementation? This is the commodity observer, where I have just written one function update, and there are two observers. One is market maker observer, the other one is shareholders observer, and both have been inherited from the commodity observer class. So there is one function update which has been implemented for both these classes, so that we can distinguish that yes, this was called for both the classes. So I have just written a message like update called for this class and update called for this shareholder class. And apart from that, we have commodity class, which is the subject class, and this subject class contains a list of all the observers. Okay, and as soon as attach is called, then it contains a list, and this list is the stl list. So as soon as someone calls the attach method, some observer call the attach method, then in that case that observer doesn't call the attach method. Basically, we set the observer. We said that some observer want to be observed, right? So we just pass the observer, and that observer will be listed in the list. Okay, that will be pushed back to the list. And then we have a detach function. At some point of time, if you want that you don't need any notification from the system, in that case you can just detach your that observer can just detach itself, right? So when it just detaches itself, then here is the logic: just iterate through and just find out if the observer is the same that we want to remove. Then in that case, remove it from the list, just erase it. So I'm not going to explain this code because this is pure STL, and I hope you guys are aware about it. If no, then you can just go to the other sources like on Google or your textbooks. So there you can learn like how you can use the list pattern, STL. And apart from that, there is a function notify, which the responsibility of the notify function is to iterate through all the observers in the list and call the update function on each of them, right? So this one is also very simple. And there is one virtual function, local update. Why this is virtual? Because I want to just um, update it by the get it updated by the local commodities. Why? Because some commodity may need to choose some other kind of action before it notifies the things, and the other commodity may choose some other function, some other logic to before it notify other objects. It may need to perform some other kind of logic. So this one was made local update as virtual. This one local update was made virtual. So let's see. Here I'm creating an object commodity, and then I'm creating two observers, market maker observer and shareholder observer. And this PC1 is attaching the observer CO1 and CO2, and then I'm calling the local update. So once I will call the local update, in that case, what will happen? It will simply call the notify function of this commodity class, and it will iterate through all the observers, which means both these observers, and it will call the update method, or you can say, yeah, the update method of both these observers, right? So this will call the update method of this observer as well as of this observer. So which means that we should be able to print both of these. Okay, so let's see. I have placed a breakpoint here at the local update function, and let's see if I press F5 what will happen. So we come here and now just place F11. So you can see that the commodity one is calling notify function. So in notify function, you can see that it is calling the update function on market maker observer. So first it will print update call for market maker observer, and then it will go to the next one and it will print update call for shareholders observer. And now all of them are done. So it will just go through it. And if you just press F5 and you see the output here, you will be able to see that update has been called for both the market maker observer and the shareholders observer. Okay, so this was it. That was it. So this was all about the observer design pattern. So this was the simplest design pattern I have ever encountered in the uh, behavioral design pattern category. And one more design pattern of similar kind of design pattern is memento design pattern, which is also somewhat similar to the observer design pattern, but there are some subtle differences. And that's basically a very good competitor as well for the observer design pattern. So that memento design pattern we will discuss in the next video. So till then, have a nice day. Bye bye, and please like, subscribe my channel, and please share it with your friends. Okay, have a nice day and bye bye.